Okay, today is a bright day. Here are my students. Today we are going to take us on computer training stroke, computer training stroke. Today I'm taking them on computer training stroke studies. Computer training stroke studies. That's what we are going to do today. So, how are you today? What's your name? Tell us.
My name is Yenetu.
Yenetu is one of my students in computer training stroke studies. And you, what's your name?
My name is Uzondo.
Uzondo. Who? Okay. So are you all happy today that we are going to learn today?
Yes.
Okay, so in a couple of seconds, we'll just switch over to studying computer and also doing computer training, both practical and theory. So let's get started. Okay, today, um, we are live at Nkweto Olo precisely, to study and also take my students who are available today on computer what? Studies training. So in this class we do we do computer training and also computer studies. Who can tell me the definition of computer? Who can remind me?
Computer is an electronic device that accepts data process and output it in a more meaningful information.
Is that clear? Is that the clear definition of a computer? If you are trying to define a computer, is that how you can clearly define it? You tell me.
Computer is an electronic device that accepts data, processes data, and stores it, and later brings it back as raw information.
Okay. What about you?
Computer is an electronic device that accepts data, processes data, and data for record.
Okay. Let's go again on this. Computer definition. I want us to have this one, in mind. Computer definition. Say it after me. Computer definition.
Computer definition.
Computer is an electronic device
Computer is an electronic device
that has the capacity to accept data
accepts data
through the input process,
through the input process,
processes it,
processes it,
stores it,
stores it,
and produces results
and produces results
on a hard copy or a soft copy
on a hard copy or a soft copy
through the output process.
through the output process.
Is that clear?
Yes.
So let me come again. A computer is an electronic device. I'm trying to define the computer for you again. You can have your definable term as long as you know that computer accepts data, processes it, stores it, and produces results through the input and output processes. Do you understand? There are processes of imputing, that is making the computer to accept what you are imputing. Then there are also processes of outputting, that is making the computer accept or execute a command given to it by a userware to run the output process. Understood?
Yes.
So now, who can remind me of the three basic or three main components of a computer system? Okay. Hardware components, software, and userware, or what?
Paperware.
So the third component in computer science, as regarding the terminology we give it, is referred to as a human being, but we call it a userware, a computer userware, or computer peopleware. So we have hardware, software, userware, or peopleware. They are the three main components that make up a computer system. That make up what?
A computer system.
Does anyone have any question?
No, no, sir.
No question. Should I continue?
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about the software and also the hardware. I start from the hardware. Hardwares are physical computer parts or accessories which you can see, which you can touch, which you can use to manipulate the software. While the software is a component of the computer or part of the computer which you can see, you can manipulate it, but you cannot touch it. You can only view it, use the hardware to manipulate it or to operate it or to control it. Is that clear? But you cannot touch it, just like what you see on screen. You can touch the screen, which is the hardware of a computer system, but you cannot touch what the screen is showing. Can you? So this is about the hardware. Now let's talk about the software. So software are computer programs which are written by computer programmers to carry out different tasks. And in software, we have um, two basic aspects of software. They are application softwares and operating system softwares. Do you understand? Do you have any question on that? Any question? So we have operating systems. Operating system is a computer software. It is what? What did I tell you about an operating system in a simple term?
A computer system is a computer software.
Uh-huh. Was that what I taught you last time?
A operating system is a computer software that helps in operating the system.
In a simple term, have you forgotten? What about you? What did I tell you a computer is? A computer operating system. What did I tell you an operating system, what it is? Operating system
Operating system is a system that managing the computer.
operating system in simple term is what? The manager of your computer. Have I not said this before? Have I not said it before you? Ima? Have I not said it? An operating system is the manager of your computer and your phone, because your phone is also a computer. Not every phone. Smartphones, like Android phones and their likes. Do you understand? Now, I want us to talk briefly about the hardware of a computer. The hardware of a computer is comprised of the input devices, the output devices, and the system unit part, the part of the system unit. So who can remind me what I told you, what I said about the brain of the computer? Yes, clap for him. What do you want to say further? Okay. What did he say? Just say it after him. So the CPU is known as the brain of the computer, just like your own brain. It's your brain that tells other parts of your body what to do. The eye shows what the brain will tell the body to do. The ear tells the brain what it wants the other parts of the body to do. The nose, the same thing. Also the mouth. And the mouth, the brain now communicates back to them, because when you see, your brain will now tell you what to do about what you see. So that is why this CPU, which is the Central Processing Unit, the acronym of it is Central Processing Unit, is the brain of the computer. Exactly. I have a question. How would what? Speak louder. Okay. How the ear communicates with the brain is by getting a sound. If there is a sound, okay, now let me hear this thing. What did you hear? You heard a sound, right? So what tells you that it's a sound? Clap for yourselves. It's not the ear. The ear only does bring in the sound into the brain. Okay, what sound is this one? What sound is it like? It's a sound like hitting on a desk. Hitting on the desk. You heard it. Your eye also sees what I just did. What I do, your eye sees what I do, and your brain tells you, okay, he just hits a desk. How the nose? Okay, how the nose will communicate with the brain? Is it what you're trying to know? And tell the brain, okay, when your mother passes you a plate of, rice, a plate of rice that has good relish, how do you feel? You feel you want to eat. And if your mother does not put meat in that and you expect it, how do you feel? So that thing that is making you feel sad or happy, is your brain that is telling you is that she didn't put anything here. Okay, this thing smells good. Yeah, this smells good. It's the brain that is telling you. What the nose does is to bring in the scent into the brain for the brain to analyze and say, okay, this is good, this is not good. Understood? Any other question before we continue? Ahead. Yes.
Are there other processing units?
Other processing units. Yes, the CPU is the central processing unit. Inside the system unit or system board, there are other units that have their processing capacities, but they are very, very small. They are, it's not regarded or considered to be processing unit. What CPU does is to, as the brain of the computer, to tell hard disk. Hard disk is a part of the computer which is connected to the system board, and the CPU recognizes the hard disk. You know what is a hard disk? I've taught you about hard disk. Hard disk is a storage device. So it's the CPU that will tell the hard disk if you execute printing after typing a letter, and the CPU tells the hard drive to save it. The CPU tells the hard drive to save it. But the CPU alone cannot tell the hard drive to save it, mind you. It is the userware, the peopleware, the person operating the CPU that will give a command to the CPU, and the CPU now processes it and tells hard drive to store it. How does it work? When you type using your computer keyboard, which is an input device, when you type Obi is a boy and Ada is a girl, the CPU sees it as something you have asked it to bring out. Then the random access memory will now help bring out those things. If you type A, it will now, trigger to CPU. CPU will now give you A. CPU processes other devices. Do you understand? CPU processes other devices to make it come out to A. So taking it to the monitor for you to see it.
When the CPU interacts with the part of the computer,
Yeah.
does the process take longer?
No, it takes, some processes takes less than a second. Yeah. So you cannot calculate the timing using your human head because it's fast. This one, we call it micro computers, the type of computers we use this time around, and also supercomputers. So all these computers are very fast in processing. They are as fast as the brain, because what you see and your brain analyzes what you see doesn't take up to a second. Do you understand? Yeah, that is why if I do like this, you see, your eyes just twist without you even intending to do so. It's your brain, because the brain inside of your head skull is watching what I'm doing through the eye. So if you are paying attention, if I do like this, see, have you seen it? So your eyes will just twitch a little bit in fear, because the brain, you see, it doesn't happen even up to a second. Just like when there is power. Example, when they say NEPA brings light, when there is power, power. When they bring power, when they connect power, the NEPA, the electricity company, when they switch on that thing, for everybody to get light, does it take up to a second? What you everywhere, bam, light. You see light everywhere. That's how the brain works. It has come already. Is that the alarm is a kind of informant? That alarm, but the light has already come. Is that alarm that sounds? Is it what you want talking about? There is of new technology. We didn't used to have it before. So that alarm alerts everybody. There is light. They have brought light. If the alarm starts. Okay, if the alarm makes a noise. The alarm works differently from how the light comes. So some control units, control systems of the house can delay it. But if light has come, it has come. Where there is nothing like alarm, don't you see light? You just see light, bulb will just light up. So that's how the brain works. I'm giving you an instance of how the brain works. In most cases, less than seconds. Seconds is like this. You see? Your question.
Is it possible for a CPU not to be inside the laptop?
Is it possible for
A CPU not to be inside the laptop?
It's possible. The question he asks is it possible for a CPU not to be inside a computer or a system unit? What would you say? It's possible because if I open it and remove my hand and remove it using my hand, it's possible. But it doesn't make any sense anymore. It doesn't make it a complete system. It's this one. Every computer, any computer you power, you press the button to power and it comes on, shows you operating system, displays things, has CPU inside. Without the CPU being installed or inside a computer system, the system will not work.
So I thought CPU used to be one box.
In a box. We call that place a system unit. System unit is different from CPU, mind you. System unit. System unit or system box is called system box or system case. So that case is a rectangular box that contains the internal parts of the computer, like the motherboard, the random access memory, which is RAM, the HDD, which is hard disk drive, the floppy drive, the compact disk drive, the expansion cards, expansion ports. There are so many of them, USB ports and others embedded on the motherboard or system board. You understand? Any other question? We have overflogged this topic. So let me give you in simple terms what you have to bear in mind about the central processing unit. The CPU, which is the central processing unit, is the brain of the computer. What did I say? The CPU is the central processing unit. In simple terms, is the brain of the computer. What did I say it is? Brain of the computer. So it just like your brain tells your body what to do, the CPU tells the computer what to do. Everyday analogy, that is what you have to know in everyday analogy. The kitchen, analogy is something you say, okay, in the morning, I say good morning. You have to say good morning. You say good morning should be said in the morning. Good afternoon is to be said in the afternoon. It's a kind of grammar, something that somebody usually does in a way of getting you reminded of something. And so the kitchen, think of a computer like a kitchen. Think of a computer like a kitchen. CPU, the chef takes orders, thinks, and cooks everything. The chef, do you know who is a chef? Do you know who is a chef? A chef is somebody who does what? Okay, so now, when a chef takes order, the chef, just like this woman, as they are preparing. Is their system, brain. Is the brain that their brain that helps them to now say, okay, this is how this one will be. Egusi should be here, Maggi should be here, salt should be here, this should be here, and that should be here. You understand? So that's how it goes. Now let's switch over to um, let's switch over to the operating system. Okay, let me now say in brief um, some parts of the computer, how they work. I want to talk about the RAM, ROM, hard disk. So topics on RAM. RAM means random access memory. RAM means what?
Random access memory.
RAM is the computer's working table or short-term memory.
RAM is the computer's working table or short-term memory.
Yeah. Now, what is RAM?
RAM is the computer's working table or short-term memory.
So now let me read out the functions of a RAM. Where the computer puts things is using right now. Where the computer puts things it's using right now is the RAM. That's why when you start a computer, something is displayed. That thing that helps it to come to where you see it using the monitor is the RAM. Main function of RAM. It helps the CPU think faster, holds, open programs. Key feature of a RAM, temporary. What the feature of a RAM is that the key feature of a RAM, everything about RAM is temporary. Just like last time we designed something, we designed a table. We created a table last time. So if after shutting the system down, if you turn the system back on, will you see the table? You won't see it again. Unless when you save it, having saved it, you now saved it on a permanent storage device, which is hard disk, HDD, which your question.
On the computer now, like now, I did something and I saved it.
Yes.
If I shut it down, everything disappear.
No, the RAM, if you shut it down, everything will disappear. That is because the screen will not be showing again anything. But if you save it, it will not disappear. It will be saved somewhere, hidden somewhere. So if you want to know whether that thing has not disappeared, has finally disappeared, where you will not see it again, you turn the system back on, open the app, open the saved document or saved file. The question. Yes, RAM also helps the CPU. Yeah. That was why the CPU is the brain of the computer. I told you, you said who asked that question? Does it if CPU is the central processing unit, does it mean that there are other parts? RAM has a processing feature or has processing capacity, but it is not the brain of the computer. Just like your hand, it's not the brain that turns this hand. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's not the brain, but the brain can tell the hand to turn just like this, So there are some elements, some things that are like processing. that will make it turn. Do you understand? That is how the RAM is. The RAM, if it is fast, it makes this, it helps the CPU to bring out those things. Hold it in like holding like this. The RAM holds it. CPU will just bring something out. The RAM holds it. Okay, put it here. The people will just that is user way or people way will do hand like this. Put it like this. This one, put it like this. Do your hand like this. The RAM will be doing it. Those things, helping the processor. It's not a processor. That is why when the system is shut down, it is the brain of the computer that tells every one of them, "Hey, it's time to go home. Everybody, let's go, let's go, let's go." Operating system will just go. Hard disk will just go. Every one of them will just shut down. They will be resting.
If you use it for long,
They don't get tired because they can get overheated. Okay? And if it gets overheated, it looks like it's tired. It will just hang. So, but it doesn't get overheated as long as there is a fan. If you open this system unit, this side is a system unit. If you open it, you will see a fan called CPU fan that blows the brain of the computer and also other parts of the computer, as the case may be. There's a fan inside here. That is why if you turn on the system and place your hand here, you'll be feeling something like air. It's that fan that blows out the heat, something that will cause the processor to hang. So as the fan fans the processor, which is the CPU, it blows out heat. It blows out heat. As it blows out heat, it cools the processor alongside the cooling, the heat sink or the CPU cooler, something that cools it down, either pest or heat sink. These are the things that can be found on top of the processor of a computer system board or a computer system. The fan helps it to blow out so that it doesn't hang. As long as the fan is on, it will never hang. Any other question? What did we learn? What did we study last time? Practically. What did we do last time practically? We created a table. So we are now switching over to Microsoft Word. And what did I say? What did I tell you that we will do today? How to format a table. Eh? Did you bring any letter? Is to type a letter, a formal letter. How to type it, but we can just draft it here. Okay, we can just draft it. I can draft it and we'll do the typing. So let's head over to formatting a table. Formatting a table means what? What do you think it means? Adjusting the table by making it bigger, removing some things that you don't want on the table, adding some things on the table. So that's it. Bye. See you next time. Thank you. Do not forget to subscribe. Press that. Okay.